It has been 1 week since Nova Scotia reintroduced American liquor to its store shelves. The province is one of a few across the country to bring those U.S. bottles back in the wake of the tariff war. And there's a clear winner when it comes to what Nova Scotians apparently were missing. The province's liquor corporation says the three top-selling spirits were Maker's Mark, Buffalo Trace, and Bullet Bourbon. All are priced roughly the same, and all are bourbon whiskeys. But given the Buy Canadian movement, why is Canadian whiskey taking a back seat to U.S. bourbon when it's put back on the shelves, just temporarily to get rid of the stock that was there when all of the boycotting started? Anyway, to discuss this issue is Davin De Kergommeaux. He's the author of Canadian Whisky, the Essential Portable Expert. Davin, now that U.S. liquor is back on Nova Scotia shelves until the stock is sold out, why do you think Canadians are jumping at this opportunity to buy bourbon again?
Well, I think they're concerned that there might not be another opportunity for a while, and a lot of people, they want to have something that's not easily available, so they're buying the bourbon, and a lot of Canadians like bourbon.
And so you understand these differences better than most, and so how would you describe the difference between bourbon and Canadian whiskeys?
Well, bourbon is made from a mix, they call it a mash bill, of different grains, all processed together at the same time from beginning to end. Canadian whiskey, they process each grain separately and then blend the mature spirits together. So it's really quite a different process. The big thing with bourbon, though, is that Kentucky weather. We can't match that in Canada.
So that's interesting. And again, but like I'm somebody that doesn't really understand this process that well, but why couldn't we take different ingredients and try to find a way to blend something that's close to the taste of bourbon?
Well, a lot of Canadian distillers have tried to do that, and some of them have got fairly close. But again, our process of maturing the whiskey in low warehouses, I mean, we don't have those big 10-story rack houses like they have in Kentucky. And we don't have the same climate either. So they can come close, but, really it doesn't match American bourbon, especially Kentucky bourbon.
So in most provinces in the country, when Canadians got really angry with Donald Trump's 51st state threats, governments responded, many of them, not all of them, but provincial governments responded by taking American liquor off the shelves. In some of those provinces, they put them back on, at least to sell off the stock, and some of that money's going towards charities. Once that's all done, is this an opportunity, do you think, for Canadians to discover or rediscover or truly appreciate Canadian whiskeys?
Well, that's exactly it. People are trying to find Canadian whiskeys that taste like bourbons, and in the process, they're finding how much they like Canadian whiskey. Yes, it's an opportunity to taste our homegrown stuff, and it's Buy Canadian is a big thing right now, and people, I think, are surprised how rich and robust some Canadian whiskeys are. So yes, it's an opportunity for people to try Canadian whiskey, and a lot of them are going to probably not go back to bourbon exclusively afterwards.
Hey, it's a big world out there. There are lots of different varieties and people have many different tastes. But let me ask you, if somebody, especially a Canadian bourbon liker, drinker, is interested in trying some whiskeys, not to sort of replicate the taste, but as an alternative, any suggestions?
Yes. Rifle Rye from Alberta Distillers, their sales have more than doubled because their rye tastes so much like American rye. A whiskey like the straight whiskey that comes from Sleeman's from Spring Mill Distillery in Guelph. That's another good one to try. But there are so many, that are really. Okanagan Spirits has about a line, they call it BRBN. They're kind of playing with the name. That's another one that people like. And I haven't tried the one from Niagara Spirits, but I've heard that it's really quite a bourbon-like whiskey. So yeah, they can get close.
Yeah, I guess you can just go into your local store and say, hey, I'm looking for a Canadian whiskey to try, and these are what my tastes are, and direct me in the right place. And I feel like the people selling the liquor would be happy to do that. Davin De Kergommeaux is author of Canadian Whisky, the Essential Portable Expert. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.